Hello and welcome back to the Broken Respawn podcast, where we talk about all things gaming, streaming, and all sorts of other things that interest us. Today I am joined by Lucian v Ghost. Hello.
Good evening, everybody.
And SarinTal.
I'm a little slow today.
Hey, everybody.
we're all either a little slow, a little wired, or just a little, I don't know at the moment.
Oh, caffeine.
How are we all?
I think that intro kind of explained it all.
Yes. Oh, dear Lord. Well.
One of those days.
Yeah.
It's always one of those days.
Unfortunately. Now, what have we been up to then? Sarin, what have you been up to the last 2 weeks?
Mass Effect, Raft, and Star Wars Squadrons.
Ooh, yeah. How's your Star Wars Squadrons playthrough going? Are you doing hard mode?
I'm dying a lot.
Oh dear.
Yeah, they're playing it on a hard mode. It's like I'm dying just a whole bunch. And the thing with the AI in the game is the ship will be facing a 90-degree angle away from you, and it'll still be able to hit you on target.
Oh no.
That's always been one of the problems with Star Wars Squadrons. It makes it incredibly difficult that the NPC, like there's two sets of NPC combatants. There's your general swarms, which are dumb as bricks. They fly in formation all the time. And then there's your 5 elite AI. And there's just their level of flexibility is ridiculous. Always has been, always will be. So it's literally just trying to find, out what the best approach is for the particular mission and trying your best.
Yeah, I mean, that's the one thing that got me about Squadrons when I played it was you're in space. You should be able to just turn off thrusters and just spin on the spot, but you can't.
But you can. But remember, your maneuvering thrusters are not as strong as your boosters. I know. I just saw my.
Yeah,
screen.
I was like, "What the hell? You just turned yellow." Hang on.
I have no idea what my camera's doing.
Camera's having a bad day.
Late.
Oh well.
Yeah. But yeah, so there is some logic to the madness there, but
yeah.
Me and Naira were playing it the other day, and we're just like, this game could really benefit from a DLC, like a different era DLC, like Clone Wars era or Resistance era. So it's not just that you have just the two factions. You now have, you've got the Clone Trooper versus the droids faction, stuff like that.
Yeah, I think that's something that is missing. Is more it had a lot of promise, and hey, maybe they could have done a 3-way fight between 3 people, and that would have been utter madness.
I mean, even if not a 3-way fight, they had their dogfight area where pick your ship.
Yeah.
Pick your favorite fighter. Here's Team A, Team B. They just have a mix of various factions. Like it has a lot of potential, but it kind of seems like they've stopped any sort of maintenance on it or looking at it for other projects that we'll talk about coming up.
Yeah, that's a pity, but well, Lucian, what have you been up to this past fortnight?
Outriders and Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves
with a little bit of Tailspire in between.
Yes. Oh yeah, well yeah, because your RPG with Sarin and Ed and other
Lydia and Lying. Yes,
there we go. Why do I forget Lying? I don't run into him very often, so.
But yeah, no, I've been doing some Sea of Thieves here and there, Sea of Thieves streaming a lot. I've been doing Outriders a lot in my spare time just as a fun thing to do. And I've been working on the one-shot that I'm going to be doing with Ed on Saturday.
Ooh.
Okay.
This is this is something that I've been planning on doing for a while, but every time someone misses a session from now on, I'm going to cover that by giving them a little one-shot session as a side quest for the XP and stuff that they missed from the session that they didn't manage to make it to.
That's a cool idea.
And in this instance, the session will cover what happened to Ed when he got sucked into a book. So yeah,
okay, that sounds kind of interesting. That's a good way of doing it, actually. Yeah, because the one problem with IRL or even online roleplay games is just with pen and paper. You know what I mean. Not everyone can make every session. So yeah, that's an interesting way of doing it, actually. Especially as you got the advantage of, you don't have to travel around their house. You can just load up the map and go, right, you were here and now you're in a book.
Yeah, and then transfer to a completely different map in the process.
Yes. But yeah, I mean, how are you finding it? Is Sea of Thieves getting... Blur. Last thing I saw from Sea of Thieves was, going back to one of the other things you're playing, was the Pirates of the Caribbean add-in. Is that
the Pirates of the Caribbean Tall Tales are dog shit.
Oh dear. Oh no.
And this is mainly because of Disney interference, I will say. Like, the main reason that the Pirates of the Caribbean stuff is bad is because it wasn't made by the original devs, really. It had advice and, like, additions by the original devs to make it work, but it wasn't designed by the original devs. It wasn't designed for the original Sea of Thieves style, basically.
Right. So it's just like they wanted to do this Telltale style bit and just, which is almost a I don't think they're not a point and click style adventure, but it's this is a story. It's almost a visual novel almost.
A little bit, yes.
And they tried to just dump it onto the sort of PvE, EVP mess that Sea of Thieves is. It works, but it is kind of like, it's like a lot of player versus everything stuff.
Yes. I suppose you could say that.
Yeah. It doesn't quite... I mean, there's obviously the PvP dedicated stuff, but yeah, it's like... Yeah, no, that's a pity. And there's not had any other new content stuff dropped, because that was several months ago now, wasn't it?
So recently, Sea of Thieves has been doing what they call adventures. Okay. Now, adventures are limited time tall tale things, basically.
Right.
And I don't like that because it's limited time. They last about 2 weeks.
Oh, right. They're trying to get the...
extremely time-limited stuff that...
They're pulling
if
FOMO.
I'm not playing Sea of Thieves for like a week or two, I will miss. And honestly, they haven't been doing well with it either. That's been annoying. Disappointing in a lot of situations.
That kind of rings alarm bells of, like, obviously it's a live service game, so I mean, they've got an advantage. They're under Microsoft, and they basically, like, so they're getting some money in every month from people, idiots like me, that pay for the PC Game Pass. But hopefully that's not, like, indicative of things going sideways. I don't know how. I don't know how much they may earn from the money shot.
I worry for the health of Sea of Thieves, honestly. Yeah. I know that they've been doing some stuff to make it better, but there are certain things that are not as good as they could be, basically.
Yeah. No, that's a pity.
So,
I hope they manage to figure that sort of thing out. Because though I bounced off it and still, like, it's good. It's good in multiplayer. It's good with the group, but it's a game that I don't find works as well single player.
I don't know. I enjoy it single player, but maybe that's just me.
Like, with single player, it's just, it's hard. Like, you need at least one other person, especially like for the smaller ship, because if you're not controlling the sails and the helm, you're gonna get outgunned. Is what I felt.
Yeah,
that might get outgunned.
I mean, in PvP, fair enough.
Yeah.
But if you're going PvE, it's not as much of a problem.
Yeah. The problem, I mean, that's the one thing I've always found with Sea of Thieves. Oh, well, then again, I played for first, and most of my memories of it are right at the beginning before they brought in the proper PvP section and everything. So it was just like, it's kind of PvP with a bit of environmental stuff, PvE as well. So that might be hanging on from before, but it's like it feels like, and there is nothing stopping people for any PvPers from just coming up when you're just doing PvE content and just going, now you're sunk.
Yeah,
like, there isn't anything stop.
Depends.
There isn't any way to stop that, especially if you're not very good at the PvP side. Like
if you're on an island and they want to roll up on you and sink you, yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I won't deny that. There is definitely, it's not a PvE only game.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Yeah, I do wonder if they may have benefit or may have benefited from having the ability to go to a PvE mode, as it were, where there is no PvP.
I mean, that's something definitely that would interest me in, like, if I want to just get through the game and play the game.
Yeah,
having the ability to transfer between PvP and PvE, like still keep your items and everything, like your character profile is available on both. So that, like, let's say I have a group of people, it's like, yeah, I want to go PvP today. Let's get a group of 4 or 5, do it. But if I'm just like I'm alone and I want to just get through some of the story done or just get some events done, I'd like to have the option to not have to watch my back.
Yeah, and I think that would give some more emergent gameplay. I'm going to let you talk for a second because my doorbell just went off. Back in a second.
Ooh, I think somebody's got their new headphones.
Oh, lovely.
And he's gone. All right, let's hijack the stream. What are we going to do?
Well, we could commit a murder and then frame Sliver for it.
Oh, we could, yeah.
We could, yeah. Because after all, Sliver is the main host, so if we committed a murder on stream and then framed him for it and then used the stream as evidence, then we could get him arrested.
That'd be very difficult to pull off, though.
I mean, for you, maybe. I'm close.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Good
Would you
timing.
kill?
I thought it might happen.
Is that your headphones?
Yes. I'd show you the package, but it's got my address plastered over it in big letters, so that's really not a good idea. Anyway, sorry, what did I miss?
We're planning how you're going to murder somebody on stream.
Oh, okay. Right, well, I'll get the lie. You get the shovel. Dear. And plausible deniability, no one saw anything, right? Anyway,
Not
right.
yet. What's on the menu today?
Yeah, so on the menu today,
Murder.
Murder. Well, speaking of that, yes.
And gambling.
Murder and gambling. Oh, God, yeah, let's not even... We'll have a look at that in a moment. I was going to say, why don't we start with the bit of fun topic that Lucian mentioned after the slightly sideways topic of Outriders. We've finally we've got ourselves through the base story. We are now onto the new
World Slayer.
World Slayer stuff. Yes, and
I'd say we're about halfway through at this point.
Are we
already? It feels that way.
I don't think so.
It feels like we're at the first major plot point of 2 or 3. I think we
honestly, it feels to me like we're getting to the maybe not the halfway point, but we're nearing it. And the knowledge that there is another PAX alive.
Spoilers, but it's been out for 6 months now.
Spoilers.
3 months.
If you haven't been watching our streams, then welcome to us talking about things we've done on stream. So
basically,
yeah. But in terms of story, I would not. I'd say at most a quarter, maybe a third through. But it's not been that much we've done. We've done we've done what was it, 2 hours worth of gameplay, and I'm fairly sure that the World Slayer stuff's got more than that.
I mean, maybe 2 hours. Yeah, just under, because I didn't get back till about shortly after. What was it? 3:30. We stopped at 5 my time, so about an hour and a half.
Yeah,
because we did a couple of drop pods before then.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. We did do some drop pods. Yeah, that's why I don't think we're as far through as we are. And that's one of the things. This game is designed. We're past halfway. Oh wow. Okay, so we are past halfway. Holy crap! Lucian's right. Never mind.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's slightly disappointing and slightly interesting. When
I looked at World Slayer, and I looked at the world map for World Slayer, and my brain went, that looks a lot shorter. That looks a lot shorter than what the original world map for the game was.
Okay.
And I saw the massive dome, and I saw the massive plot point of the PAX. One PAX is still alive, and my brain went, this is the halfway point. This is the rest stop. This is the point where they're going, here, take a break, come back to do the rest another day.
Yeah. I'd definitely say that's slightly more disappointing, especially as I'm really enjoying the story.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I'm really enjoying the story, and like hitting that's halfway. It's like there's so much you could do. Like throw a load of side missions in. Like, oh my word, this I
Yeah, I was expecting to maybe get some more hunts.
Yeah. Some more side bits, some more, side missions, story bits on the side. It's definitely, it feels, it feels a lot more half-baked, because I know, like, the gunplay is good. The gameplay is good. But it's just not, it's not captured me with the endgame grind, like the drop pods thing. Lucian, you enjoy the endgame grind. You're enjoying the drop pods.
I enjoy the endgame grind. It is something that I can just boot up for like half an hour, do a drop pod mission, and then turn it off again.
Yeah.
And I like that because it means that I can just like pop in and out. I don't have to spend hours getting from one place to another. I can just jump into the game, do a mission, sell a bunch of stuff, and jump out again. And that's nice. I enjoy that. I get that that's not really the same for a lot of people. A lot of people don't prefer it, but to me, I enjoy that.
Yeah,
like I don't have to spend hours going from one place to another trying to, I don't know, recover a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I can I can definitely see. I mean, that comes from my love of stuff like Diablo 3. I really like the rifts. The rifts, is that the right one? It's been a while since I've played. The end game rift thing where you go in and you can crank up the difficulty much harder, which is very similar to how Outriders is doing it. And I love that I do love that sort of cycle. But there's something, I don't know. Yeah, as I say, there's something missing, and I think it's the fact there's just not as much. You're not as involved in the story. It feels you're not not involved. That's the wrong word because you are the main character. You're not as pulled in by the story. The story is good. There's just not enough story moments for you to go and or ability to go back and play them per character. That is another thing, actually. Like, it would be kind of good if you could. You can go back in the thing, but it's a lot hard. It's not as easy to go back and play through. I don't think we've ever tried it anyway. But it's
What, gone back through the story?
Yeah, gone back through the story as your main character, like done it on a harder difficulty or done it with.
It'll feel pretty much the same, to be honest.
Yeah.
Maybe even easier because you've done it once.
Yeah. Don't know. I'm not sure. I always found. I mean, I'm comparing it with a completely different game style of Diablo 3, which is an ARPG. But that feels like what they were trying to do, and it's. I don't know if I'm going to come back and play it as much as I would have liked to.
I know definitely I'm going to at least try to play it through with the other classes. So
yeah,
that's going to be the one thing.
It's got the achievement hunting aspect of it, which is nice. Which is one of the reasons to go through it all. But
I'm going to go through that, get the other classes, and I need to do at least one playthrough in Polish language because I think that's going to be hilarious still.
That's going to be fun.
I don't know if I'll do that live on stream or if I'll just kind of, I don't know. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. We did figure out what was said on the bottle, didn't we?
Yes, we did. We did last time. We actually figured that out last time, so we'll probably have to check back last episode because I don't have that up with
Was
me
it
right
in the
now.
last episode? Oh, yeah.
So.
No, because last episode was It Takes Two. With you and me.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned it.
We looked up what the bottle said after
stream. Okay. Yeah.
And it was something along the lines of, don't drink this,
even
or
if
I'll
I'm
kill
dead.
you.
Pour it on my grave. Bury me with it, basically.
Yeah. What do? Drink it and pour it on him.
Pretty much.
Basically.
Jakob. Yeah. Well, no, that's. I wonder what the difference is as well. Actually, this will be an interesting one. Is what if there is any difference with the end game from World Slayer? What's the World Slayer end game grind? Is it more of the same pod stuff? And it's just they've added the extra
considering
weapons.
from what you told me that before World Slayer, Apocalypse tier only went as far as 15, and now it's at 40.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably it.
I hope they've added a few more drop pod bits in. At least some different maps and stuff that they pulled in, which is a hopeful thing. But
they probably have.
Yeah, it's. I mean, now I see why a lot of people were miffed,
disappointed
by the price of this game.
You know? I would agree that it's not worth what it's worth now. It's worth right now is what its price should be at launch, but now it should have reduced by maybe half of that.
Yeah, I mean to put things into perspective, right now, what is it on Steam? I think I paid like 25 quid for the base game and something like that on a good offer. But it was definitely, I would not have wanted to pay full price for the base game, which was 60 or 70 pounds for just the base game. So the base game at the moment is £32.99 pounds. Land of the confused right now. And with World Slayer, it's £50.
Yeah.
50 for both. Okay. But I would definitely not have wanted to paid the full price. I mean, at the moment, it's been panned on Steam. It is mostly negative across the board, which is a big red flag.
I'm not surprised.
Yeah, a lot of people are saying adds very little and is very short.
Yeah, sounds about right.
It sounds like when I played Section 8, the sequel to the first one, Section 8 Part 2 or something like that. It was like 4 hours of gameplay and it was a 40 quid game. I then played like 60 hours of multiplayer because the multiplayer was just more of the same of the old one, which was amazing. But that was it. It was just disappointing storyline. Yeah, no, that's very annoying. I definitely wouldn't want to pay 33 quid for it. 20 maybe as a DLC, but that is disappointing. That is very disappointing in that. We'll find out though when we get to the end, which will, by the sounds of things, be next Wednesday when we just blitz through the last of it in one go, and then we've got to find the different game. Oh God. Wow.
I'm going to find something else to do, yeah.
Yeah, well, maybe there was something else to do in the Disney Game Showcase, D23.
Oh, God.
Segway!
Well, so far from what I'm seeing, one of the first games that Disney really talked about, Dreamlight Valley is doing really well.
Oh, God. No. Disney Dreamlight Valley is the most horrendous game I have ever seen.
Oh, do tell.
And I have played YouTuber's Life too.
That's an impressive bar to fall under, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
It looks, to me, from a distance, before you get into the rant, it looks a little like Stardew Valley Light-ish, with a sort of collectathon RPG bit in it.
It's basically
obviously all your favorite characters.
It's basically Animal Crossing, but Disney.
That's the one. That Stardew Valley. Animal Crossing is actually the better description. Sorry, yes.
Okay.
Now break it.
Technically speaking, you're right. Unfortunately, Disney doesn't really know how to do a concise thematic style of things.
Oh dear.
So you've got all these interesting Disney characters. You've got Merlin, you've got Goofy, you've got Mickey. And then you get your character, which is just human.
Generic
normal-ass human.
Yeah.
Okay,
You can customize.
Have you looked at the Disney Avatar Creator tool?
Yes.
Okay.
Human.
What do you want to be?
You want to look like Goofy.
Well, here's the thing. Like, if they gave you the option to be like a Donald Duck style character, or a Mickey Mouse style character, or even a like similar to Sora, I guess, kind of character, fine. But they don't.
But you do realize Disney has humans in its universe, right?
I am aware. The problem is that the way it's designed is very much in a... How do I describe this? Okay. Imagine you put a set of, I don't know, imagine you put a set of Hanna-Barbera cartoon characters next to each other.
Okay.
Right? And then you decided, you know what? Next to these characters, in this same universe, I am going to put a character from BioShock.
Okay.
Okay.
That is how weird the feel between these two sets of characters is. You have a perfectly normal human next to Merlin with over-exaggerated features and like really stooped, and he's got massively long arms that don't really make sense in a normal human character. The visuals don't make sense, and that's the problem.
I mean, I can see what you mean of like they're not using their style of human characters they've used before, because actually I was about to say Popeye, but Popeye's Hanna-Barbera again, isn't he? But yeah, Merlin, any of the other ones from they could have had more cartoonized characters. They could have borrowed hard from Pixar.
They could have,
which actually
but at the same time,
they do have kind of have a Pixar-ish look, because obviously Pixar primarily runs 3D rendering. So actually, I think some of those models are from
the characters is only like the first small thing, right? The next small thing is the running animation, which doesn't fit the running. The running animation that you're given, and by the way, there is only one. There is only one walking/running animation, right? Is equivalent to if you were doing a sprint while your character moves at the pace of a slow walk.
Oh, it's one of those ones where the speed at which they're trying to move, that they're walking or running, whatever, is different to the thing. Yeah, you see that in like bad game commercials.
Mm-hmm.
That's actually surprising. I didn't notice that. Have you actually played? Yeah. Have you actually played this, Lucian?
No,
or is this just from watching
someone play it?
Okay, yeah, this is from watching.
I have a friend who has played it.
Yeah,
on stream.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I watched a couple of people play it because I watched Dodger Duga. Play a little bit of it, and they seem to be enjoying it, but mostly it was because it was kind of chill. It's a very chill game. I'll give you that.
It is very chill, but it is thematically inconsistent. As far as I'm aware, several Disney characters have been murdered in it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I could say. So I'm just looking.
One
at
of
some
the
of
things that Disney Dreamlight Valley is about, as far as I've been informed, is that you arrive in Disney Dreamlight Valley and a lot of characters have disappeared and they've been taken by the darkness, and like some characters don't come back. But one of the characters that is there is Wally, right? Mm-hmm. And occasionally, because she's not there, you'll just hear him quietly go, Eva, constantly.
That's
because
just
she's
Wally,
not
though.
there.
Yeah.
That's typical of Wally, though.
Yes, except that Eva isn't there. So we're relatively sure that, like, she's either been kidnapped or murdered. So
I'd probably put it more that they're not in the game yet, because obviously they've recently put in the Toy Story ones, and Buzz is literally the first thing you see. And I must actually say, it's looking at these models, the character model is very similar to their humanoid ones. Obviously, yes, it's no Goofy or Mickey or whatever. It's they are going specifically for their humanoid characters, like most of the princesses. You can sort of see the see the sort of differences, the princesses and princes and various other models, because even their default character model in their trailer does have a sort of very similar one to Belle, a very sort of similar face and body type to Belle. That's what they've gone for.
See, and the way I'm seeing it is Disney's trying to, and I mean, it's Disney. It's meant probably more for kids than it is for adults. Mm-hmm. Right? You're going to get your die-hard of, adults that are going to be playing this because, Disney's just been part of their childhood forever and ever.
Yeah.
But part of it is, create the avatar that suits you as a human and enter the Disney world.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I see them doing. I get it. It's very restrictive. But at the same time, it's still the early access of the game. They may introduce more customizations later down the road. It still is early access.
Wow. Okay. Now, the one thing I wonder actually is: are there microtransactions? And there is. Oh, so this is more my first microtransaction game. Oh no! Oh no! Oh, this is going to have all sorts of problems on it. There are real world purchases in there, so that's the kind of thing for it. Oh, and it's also got premium currency, and also, as Krem's just poked into back channel, 7 monthly battle passes. It's borrowed the battle pass thing. Yeah.
Of course it has. I mean, at this point, you see a game without battle pass.
Did you say 7 monthly battle passes?
Yeah. It's either a 7-month-long battle pass or 7 monthly battle passes. Maybe they roll around. I don't know.
I'm fairly sure it's a 7-month battle pass.
I hope
because
so.
7 battle passes in a month does not make sense.
Yeah. Well, no, 7. Yeah. It's either 1 7-month-long battle pass or 7 month-long battle passes is what I hope, because otherwise they're like 3 days long. It's, and they're free and paid, and then this game is also on top of all that £24 to buy. So it's not a free game to start with. If it was a free game, I'd sort of go, okay, fine, battle pass and microtransactions is sort of, unfortunately, a given for this sort of thing, especially as it's on the visual side of things, so decorating your house or clothing and stuff like that. But as it's also on top of a bought game,
yeah.
this unfortunately starts screaming more as a bit of a cash grab.
Just a bit.
You know, they're in-game cash moonstones. Unlock the premium track of the Star Path, which is the name of their battle pass sort of thing. And this is all in the early access as well. It's just like there's exclusive items to the battle pass, to the early access, and they're rolling all the dice. Fear of missing out, fear of not playing, microtransactions, paid content. Is there any that we've missed?
It's not good.
That's for sure. It's terrifying because it's also like aimed at 3-year-olds, and hopefully
it's aimed at kids. Yeah.
Hopefully they have not put goddamn random box mechanics in.
I think they can't, because I know Battlefront had that issue that it can't use real world currency for their random box mechanic because that's considered gambling.
Well, no, it's whether or not they have that at all. Do they even? I don't know if they have random loot boxes. There we go. That's the name of the thing. I don't think they have that. I think they may have random drops of things, but do it for doing like missions. But that's kind of fair enough. But if there's random purchases on the cash shop, that's Mummy's credit card's gonna be empty.
Oh, my credit card's gonna be empty over the next couple of years, considering there's 6 new Star Wars games that have been mentioned.
Oh God.
Over the course of the next couple of years at the D23. I mean, we got the Jedi Survivor, which is the continued story from Jedi Fallen Order. Skydance is working on a Star Wars game. There's, of course, the mobile game Star Wars Hunters, Star Wars Eclipse. Who else? Ubisoft's working on an open world Star Wars game.
Ooh. Yeah, I think I've said ooh to that one before.
It's looks like the same studio that did Division.
Okay, so they can actually.
So if I see a Division style Star Wars game, yeah, damn, no, I'm gonna be playing that one 24/7.
That actually sounds kind of cool. Actually, shit,
right?
Stop spending my money, Sarin.
That's okay. I'll get my wife to do it for you.
Oh, not that. No.
God.
Here we go.
Oh God.
Let's see. Respawn is working on an FPS title. And
that's Respawn, the game developers, not us.
Respawn, Respawn Entertainment, not Broken Respawn. We work. If I was working on a Star Wars game title, I would not be here right now.
You'd be running around like a giddy child.
Pretty much. But yeah, it looks like Respawn's actually got 2 titles that they're working on. It doesn't actually specify what they are. Just one of them is a FPS. Peter Hirschman is leading the development on it.
Okay.
You guys might know a little bit more of that. But yeah. Here's another one that's a little interesting. And, you know, let's beat that dead horse again. Kingdom Hearts 4.
Oh God.
Do they have more to the story? Like, come on! I thought we wrapped it all up in the 3rd one.
What it's going to turn out to be is it was a time bubble, and now there's multiple universes. I don't bloody know. I'm throwing crap out there.
Couldn't care less, to be quite honest.
Kingdom Hearts is one of those ones I've never managed to get into. It's got a lot of story, and it's not one I think. It's one I don't think I'm ever going to. Even if I had time to, I'd never do it on stream, just because
at this point I'm pot committed.
You're already committed. Yeah,
I'm this point I'm pot committed. I've played them all, and I'm just like, damn it, another one. That's why I said I'm not going to have any money.
Yeah, just perpetually broke. It's fine.
One game that I am interested in, and that's caught my attention, is the Avatar: Frontiers of Pandora. So some of you may know there is a new movie coming. Avatar 2 is coming out end of this year.
Ugh.
And
it's due the end of this year. Okay, I've been seeing certain bits of the the normal hype building posts that you see around.
Yeah, so it's set to come out end of this year, and then they're having a game for it. I'm interested to see a little bit more on that actually.
That's good.
Because I did like this. I did like the movie. I hear the books are a lot better. I want to get into those still.
Yeah.
For a different type of adventure, there's an Indiana Jones game coming out.
Oh, that could be interesting. I don't think, apart from the Lego Indiana Jones, I don't think there's been any.
No, this one looks kind of. This one is being. Oh no! Oh no! It's being done by Bethesda.
Oh no!
I'm excited for it.
Done. Never mind. It turns out there's actually been quite a few Indiana Jones games, but they're all from like pre-90s. Apart from one or two.
That's not surprising.
Yeah, so it'd be interesting to see some new ones.
A newer
Lego.
Yeah, because I think there's another movie coming out as well.
Really?
Not sure. I know Harrison Ford was at D23, and he doesn't do much Star Wars stuff anymore. So he was.
He wrote himself out the story. Or he got written out the story. So.
Yeah. But I think he's trying to get back more into the Indiana Jones. I think he liked that, world a little bit more. So we'll see.
Yeah. Oh, that's fair. I think Indy he was able to be a bit more himself and has done it a lot more. I don't think he enjoyed the typecasting into Star Wars as much. Like he played himself a little bit of himself, but not as much. I think he had had to push a bit harder to be like the Han Solo, and just probably didn't quite enjoy it quite as much as everyone else enjoyed him doing it. Which happens with many actors and actresses. There's like, I don't want to be this character anymore. For even amicable characters, it's just like, And then there's the ones that end up with their entire reputation evolved by playing a really evil Nazi. It's like, oh, okay, never mind. Thinking of Inglourious Bastards?
Probably.
Maybe.
I'll have to go back.
There are specific people that are very good at playing villains.
Yeah. It's a Quentin Tarantino movie.
I think I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah. If you're old enough, it's a good movie. If you're not old enough, wait until you're older. It's got some very gruesome and very, you have to be able to be mentally stable to watch it sort of things. And
even then, you question yourself at the end of it.
Yeah.
Why did I watch this?
And then you realize it's a Quentin Tarantino, so time is not linear. Yeah. Anyway.
I mean, so I think I'm done making Lucian groan with all the, things that I wanted to talk about.
Yeah.
Lucian, what's interesting you that's up and coming?
Honestly, nothing much at the moment. There isn't really anything that's coming out soon or just generally currently interesting to me. There's nothing that's grabbed my attention recently, and I'm sad about that, to be honest.
All right, so more content from me and Sliver.
Yay!
Yeah, pretty much.
There's been a lot. There has been a lot of a gaming drought, and this is entirely because of the issues with development and making things during the pandemic. That literally there was the slump during the pandemic, then everything that was worked on during the pandemic, and now we're on the next slump and now we've got nothing because we didn't have the development teams in place to do stuff during that time. So we're now we're just waiting.
Then everybody wants to wait for their big yearly conventions before they announce anything. So there's limited news coming out, which is D23.
I mean, at the end of the day, the one thing that I am still excited for is Nightingale, which has been delayed to early 2023 at the moment.
That's entirely unsurprising.
That's entirely unsurprising, but it's also entirely fair.
Yeah.
because they've been doing a lot of work on that game.
Yeah.
And they said that they're not going to start doing pre-orders or anything like that. When they go into early access, they will let everyone know. Yeah. But they're not going to make any promises until such time as that actually happens.
Yeah, and I'm happy. Especially with a game like that, I'm happy for them to take their damn time, because we've seen what happens if they get rushed.
Atlas,
Cyberpunk 2077, don't even get started. Yeah, the various games that have sort of Ark's a good example of. Now it's a decent chunky game. But when it came out at the beginning,
it's also massively chunky.
Yeah, it's also it's like 200 gig or something.
Ridiculous. Stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, the next game I'm interested in was one I saw. Well, one came out last week that I've only managed to play once, and I want to go back and play more of it. I might go do that after this, actually, thinking about it. Was Metal Hellsinger, which is a load of metal artists singing. It's a shooting rhythm game, so think it's a bit like BPM, actually, bullets per minute, which is another game like that. But instead of which has a good rocky metal soundtrack to it, but this has actual full blown, well known artists like Serge Tankian from System of a Down, I think Matt Heafy's in it from Trivium. I can't remember the full list. I can't actually remember the full list of people. It's got a good number of singers. Hang on a minute. You got Bjorn Strid from Soilwork, Tatiana. I'm going to butcher these names. Tatiana Schmeiluk from Ginger, Serge Tankian from System of a Down, Matt Heafy from Trivium, Michael Stanne from Dark Tranquillity, Dennis Lixon from Refused and Envision, I guess. Randy Blythe from Lamb of God, Alyssa White Glues from Arch Enemy, and James Doughton from Black Crown Initiate as the vocalists on this. So, not top tier metal artists singing while you're blowing up demons, and it's good fun. It's one of the few games that I've had to step away from. Because I was having too much fun and zoned too hard. I came out of it dizzy. That was literally 5 minutes at the end after playing the map that I was just like, I can't. My brain say no, because obviously it had the good pumping music up, and really zoning into it, and it was just. You come out and it's like those moments when you've really enjoyed a gig, but you've stood a bit too close to the speakers. Not because your ears are ringing, but because you've just been buffeted to the side by the drums. That sort of thing. I really do want to get back onto that. And also, they went all out and got full rights for the music. No DMCA issues. They own the songs completely. So that is one of the biggest things for it. And I want to get back to that. I do want to play some more of that. It's not a long game. It's got about 5 or 6 zones or songs. Actually, it's got more than that because it's got 2 songs per zone. One for the main map and then one for the boss. And yeah, I want to get back to that because it is good fun. Whether or not I do that, I'll stream or not is anyone's guess. The other game I'm looking forward to is one I saw Coke Carnage play a early access key for it, which was Scorn, which is H.R. Geiger style art and just entirely perfect for October. Unfortunately, it comes out on the 21st, and I'm moving that weekend. So I'm not going to get to play it until I've moved. Fun. Oh yeah. Watch some of that. It's Twitch safe. YouTube might not like it so much because it's very organic. I'll put it that way. There are bodies and guts and all sorts of stuff like that all over the place, and it's very the set dressing is all organic, machinery and stuff like that. So you've got an organic spike that comes out your hand and is actually part of the mechanism for doing things, and you put your arm into another slightly gooey thing to operate machinery. It's what? I'm not even sure what's going on. It's a zero UI puzzle game. as far as I could tell. And I had to stop watching because I was like, yeah, no, I'm going to get spoiled on all the puzzles all the way through. So yeah, that's the sort of that's actually a game I'm looking forward to. That's kind of weird, but never mind. I've not seen a good puzzle game like that for a while, and I can't remember who the actual developers are for it. Annoyingly or usefully, it's coming out on Game Pass. So yay.
Didn't I see you load up sorry, a little bit off topic here because I'm kind of just looking through like game updates and patches and whatnot. Didn't I see you play V Rising recently?
I did actually.
There's been some new stuff in there as well, hasn't there?
I don't know. I was actually just updating the server, and yeah, we now actually have the V Rising server up. It's not running right now.
I'm quite excited to get back to that.
Yeah, it's not running right now because obviously the real-time aspect of it, I don't want to just start it running and let everyone's things decay, but when people are ready to start playing it again, just give me a poke and I'll start the server up again, and then it'll be up. It's a clone of the save that that Wasted Space was running. So,
but it looks like there is more coming out. There's a great sword ability now, like some extra enemies. I'm just looking through some of their patch notes. I think they have been releasing some more content, more areas. So looks like it, if it all transferable, because there was a notice to all private server owners that there's a way to create a backup of your server save file.
Yeah, I've got that
for a couple of things. So just if anyone's running their own V Rising servers, make sure you're going through the patch notes because there's some pertinent information there.
I'll have to take a look at that.
Another thing on patch notes, because I talk about Scum all the time because I really would love to get back into that game. It would be nice to get a big community in it. 4 new character models.
Oh yes, I saw some new stuff in the Armco server.
For the female players.
Oh, excellent.
Or the female character players.
Yeah.
And they've also changed the walk animation for that as well. So it's not, you don't have that, macho gorilla walk that the male characters do. You've got a more,
they've got a more
feminine walk to it. So,
I mean, obviously, the one thing I wonder, because they call it Scum Call of Beauty is the name of the patch. I wonder, and I hope they have, that they've made it so that, like, obviously they've got more feminine clothes. There's literally people in like crop tops and short shorts. I hope that the men can wear those as well, because that'll be hilarious.
You can, because even right now you could have the men put on a bra.
Excellent. Oh yeah, you can, can't you? Yeah.
Yeah,
and it actually animates and everything. I'm glad they're doing that sort of thing, because it's like you can wear whatever the hell you like. I still have a picture of my Fallout 4 character where I found that I needed to just change out of my change from the blue jumpsuit, and the only 2 things I had in my inventory was I think it was a pink polka dot dress and a chef hat, and that's how I played the first like 3 hours. It was quite a dichotomy of like in the infernal wasteland that is the nuclear wasteland that is Fallout 4, and I'm just running around in that, and it's perfectly clean. It's like not dirty at all. It's like it looked weird.
If you look at the patch notes, it shows you some old and new photos for the female character models. They have redesigned the clothing to kind of match the body a little bit more.
Oh, well, that's good. Well,
there's been a lot of updates in that game, not the one that we're all waiting for.
No.
Private server. Mm-hmm. Please, we want a private server.
Yeah, I want the dedicated server for Scum. That would be good. But apart from that, I think I've got one more topic that is going to be short, but interests both of you greatly on Twitch, which is Twitch has recently reduced the payout threshold.
Yeah.
So it's now $50 a month. Oh, sorry, it's a $50 threshold, which means
so when I hit $50, when you hit $50, you get the payout.
Yeah, payout on the 15th of the following month, which means that, especially for smaller streams like us, we'll now actually get a guaranteed payout every month when you've got I think you need maybe 10 subs to guarantee it.
Something like that. Yeah,
I can't. I'd have to do the actual math, but it's it's enough to mean that you get something out of it regularly. Like, I'm kind of glad they're doing this. Very glad.
Keeps it a little bit more consistent. Especially, it's nice for me to keep it a little bit more consistent, because then that just means that I'm able to put that back into the content. So it's like, no, I didn't get any Twitch money this month. I can't get this game,
Yeah. Or I can't upgrade this thing that's been annoying me, and I'm like,
I'm going to be going to get that today, because finally I've got a bit of a buffer room, so I could go get my new hard drive.
Oh yes, yeah, because you've been running low on space.
I have been, and I got finally got some more buffer room. Things lined up at work a little bit, so awesome. I'm going to go get that.
Awesome. Wow.
Maybe something else.
Well, in that case, I think, looking at the time, it is probably time for us to wrap it up. At which point I will go with Lucian. Give us some shout-outs.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for joining us this evening. It has been a most enjoyable time. I am Lucian the Ghost. I am a YouTuber, creator, a general content designer, and I stream every Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 9 p.m. UK time. And I throw out videos whenever my brain lets me. Thank you all very much for joining us, and I'll be streaming live over on Twitch in about 5 minutes. Following up from that, Sarin.
And I am number 2 of the Three Stooges. What am I doing this week? Tomorrow, we are possibly playing some Sea of Thieves.
Oh,
I know, right? I wasn't expecting that one, but the usual Friday group, a couple of us will not be available, so the suggestion was put out to check out some new Sea of Thieves content, as we do not want to finish off Raft without all the current party members there, because it is going to be the final island for that storyline, so we want everyone to be there. So join us for tomorrow, and we'll see what kind of craziness we could get up to, and there will be potentially impromptu stream on Sunday for something that I haven't done before. It's going to be a live event stream of a Beyblade tournament that I've organized in our community here in Edmonton. So keep an eye out for that on my Twitch channel.
Awesome.
Sliver.
Yeah, and you'll find him at twitch.tv/SarinTal, because you completely forgot to say that.
It's up there on the screen.
It's fine. Well, I'm TBSliver. I'm live Tuesday, Wednesday, and Friday, 8 p.m. UK time, or slightly after that, because normally I'm cooking right up to the last bloody minute, and I'm sat there munching my food. So you can find me over on Twitch.
Or burning your hands.
Or burning my hands. That's yeah. Thankfully, I think that's fully healed now. After I did a cooking stream, you can go watch that in the archives, or will be able to watch that in the archives soon. You can find me twitch.tv/TBSliver. That's Silver spelt wrong, because everyone still calls me Silver every now and again. I'll be doing some. I think I'll manage to get to some Metal Hellsinger tomorrow, as well as continuing with the madness that I've been enjoying Guild Wars 2 at the moment. Kind of grinding my way into that and enjoying the content there, because there's a lot to it. There's so much content in there, and so much story and just PvP stuff as well. I've been kind of getting into the PvP side of that, which is kind of interesting. But yeah, you can find me tomorrow at that time. So yeah, that should be fun. And apart from that, I think. Yeah, Lucian's left. Lucian's gone already, so it's just
He's gone.
He's gone. Go watch him over on Twitch. We are out of here, and for those that haven't already, please press that like button. It really helps with it. Helps with the algorithm, and please put a comment of what your what you thought of Outriders or Disney. We'll give you 2 different topics. Outright, what were your thoughts on Outriders, and what did you think of the Disney 23 Game Code Showcase? If you can't find it, go. I'm very sure you can find that on there. Or if neither of those interested you, post your favorite emoji. Do it.
Do it now.
Thank you everyone for joining, and we will catch you next time. Ta-ra.
Hey.